and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordes, joined by our superintendent, Mr. Hime. Good day, sir.
Oh, is the weather not incredible today? We are
It might actually be
springtime.
hot.
It is going to get warm. Hey, if somebody's got to turn their air conditioner on in their house today, hopefully it's not me, but I guarantee you there will be some ACs flipped today.
And then sometime later this week, potentially rain, so maybe the temperature will go down a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Well, the one thing we need to talk about a little bit with April coming and the old saying, April showers bring May flowers, storm season's around the corner. And we do need to make sure our parents know that we have plans in place. Protect your child. If a storm is there and we're locked down, please don't come get your child because it creates a lot of problems for the school. We'll do everything we can to keep everybody safe. Hopefully, we never have to worry about it because no storms hit while we're in school. But again, storm season's coming. Obviously, we watch the weather a lot, as people should know with the winter weather that came, but know that we prepare for that. We have drills, and we'll be doing some extra prepping right now for storm season.
And our schools are really good about during severe weather. Right before that, they send a letter home showing exactly what the parents should be doing because we don't want them out on the roads trying to come get their students.
And we'll cover that in our podcast as those threats come. But again, Oklahoma is Oklahoma when it comes to weather, and pop-up storms are possible. And if we've watched TV, they had one in Kingston a couple of weeks ago, and that was one that kind of rolled through here. It just didn't have the severe weather threat with it. So that time is coming, so we just need to all be on our toes and be observant. And even in your home, make sure you're getting ready because it's that time of the year, and most of them hit in the evenings. So that's when students aren't at school, but we are prepared for storms, and we'll continue to work hard to keep everyone safe.
Absolutely. And Mr. Hime, we have not had a guest in a few weeks, but we have somebody special here today. Would you like to introduce her?
Yes, we have Miss Relisha Stanley. She's in charge of, she's our coordinator of Indian education, and I hope I got the title right and the name right. So tell us a little bit about what you do, what your role is, and what we can do to help.
Okay, I am the coordinator for the Indian education program. We offer additional services and supplemental services for our Indian students. This year alone, we served over 800 families for school supplies, and that's everything that they need on the list. We also we did ACT vouchers for our students as well, our high school students, which we provided ACT booklets for them, study guides, calculators, everything that they would need for the ACT that they can also take with them to college. We had quite the busy year. It's my first year, so we hit the ground running. We also, LPS sent me to New Jersey to represent Lawton Public Schools for the National JOM Conference. We also got to take 2 parent committee members, it was quite the experience, getting to know what I did, meeting new people that can help me throughout this job. Mr. Hime, Dr. James, and Ms. Cortez, we were all invited to a KCA meeting, which, according to what I've heard, doesn't happen very often, but we were invited to that. That's our tribal consolidation continuing and moving on and moving forward, and we continue that. We met with the chairman last month, or a couple of weeks ago, and we will also meet with him again next week. So that's great that we can build those relationships, too, with those tribes.
Well, because when you talk about school and being successful, first of all, my job is students and all students, but again, developing parent relationships and sometimes those expand to community relationships and becoming full partners with everybody involved in education and the educational process is one of those goals that we have to be successful. So again, your job is that relation. How do we work with our tribes? How do we work with our parents of our native students? But, when you work at a school as diverse as Lawton, the diversity is one thing, but the different cultures that go with that, we all have to learn how to work with each other and be teammates or work together for all students. And it's so exciting that we have somebody who works really hard with us, who makes that go-between. So talk a little bit about how that works and your communications. And I think you have a committee where you solicit from different...
Yes. We do have an IPC, an Indian Parent Committee, that is involved with the decisions that we make. We meet quarterly. They have also introduced us to the tribes and people in the tribes that we need to talk to and become more frequently visiting with so that we can build those relationships. We have a very unique relationship with all of them right now. very open, very ongoing. They can call, set up an appointment, and we do everything we can to make those appointments happen.
So, again, that's something we talk about on here. If you got questions, info@lawtonps.org. You can always go to our website, lawtonps.org, to see what's going on. What you're saying is you're available. They can get on the website and email you questions if they have questions or suggestions of things we can do, because one thing we really want to do is work hard to continue to build that partnership, because the stronger our partnership is with our local organizations or our local tribes who are native to this area, and there's just so much culture and so many things. I've been in this business for 30-some years, and I grew up in one area, and I was in Osage County as a superintendent, then I went to Custer County as a superintendent. So this is the fourth different tribal organization I've dealt with, and they're different. And they have their uniqueness, but that culture they have is very, very important to them, and how great it is for us that we have somebody that can work on that communication to help us better understand it, because some things we see as not real important is important, and we got to know the difference. So thank you for that. And anything else you'd like to share?
We do have some upcoming events. We have a senior celebration for our graduating seniors in April. We're also involved with educational services, and we are going to offer a STEM camp for primary students that we are working with them to get going.
Oh, awesome. Very excited about the STEM camp. We know STEAM, that's a huge initiative of Lawton Public Schools, with us adding the maker spaces to all of our elementaries. It's also the city's working with us to improve our STEM. Some people call it STEAM. We want to start calling it STEAM just because it bothers Dr. James, because he wants to call it STEM. But no, getting that technology and the math and engineering, that's where a lot of jobs in the future are, and we really want to work hard. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for letting me.
And again, thank you for joining us today.
And tell our families where we could find more information regarding the Indian Education Program on our website. Where would they go and look at that?
They would go to federal programs. Under that, I am listed under Indian Education. If they will just click on that, it opens it up. It opens all of our services. Also my email, so if they have any questions or concerns, they can email me directly.
Well, thanks again for your hard work and the continuing growth and partnership we're working, and we appreciate what you do for the students at Lawton Public Schools.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we'll have so many more opportunities to share out with what our Indian Education Program is doing, and especially as we end the school year and start out in the summer, you'll always see something for JOM, so the Johnson O'Malley program, and that is under Mrs. Stanley's purview.
When she took over, we use a saying here a lot, you don't have to be bad to get better. So when she took over, it wasn't that it was bad, we just really wanted to work hard to make it better, and she's done a great job every day making that program stronger and making that partnership stronger and us more united, because when we work together, it's better for the students, and that's got to be our ultimate goal, is to put, from my seat, is to make sure I'm doing everything I can for every student.
Exactly. Mr. Hime, we have some great things that happened. Can you believe we're at the end of March and getting ready into April with testing?
Yes,
so let's
testing,
talk. Yeah,
man.
And that's coming up. So is there anything you want to share about testing?
People that don't know OklaEd, which is a hashtag OklaEd, is an educational hashtag. We do a chat on Sunday night. So I led a chat last night on testing. And one of the things we like to talk about is how do we avoid test and anxiety? It's not quite as bad as it used to be, but for third graders, sometimes that test for third graders, they feel it's they got to pass it to move on. Hey, let's work hard to take that pressure off of our students and our teachers. In some cases, when we first started this high-stakes testing, a lot of our teachers were put in a position where we being very judgmental on them on that one day. Well, we talk a lot with our leadership. We're not to evaluate a student or a teacher on one test one day, that means we're not doing our job the other 150, 60 days a year that the teachers are in there instructing. We should be evaluating every day, evaluating students every day with every assessment. The purpose of the test, to me, is to make sure we're evaluating our district curriculum, our processes, our procedures. How is our virtual school working? How is our student virtual working? Our student paced versus teacher paced. What standards are we low on? Are some of those standards the ones that were covered during the virtual? There's a lot of data for us to gather to make us better at what we do and stronger as a district. But to gather data to point fingers at students, teachers, parents, or any of those, that shouldn't be in our wheelhouse at all. So make sure you understand. This is just something, I tell everybody, when I was a kid, we took achievement test every year, and don't say that was a long time ago, because it wasn't. 10, 15 years ago when I was a student,
Well, yes, sir. We'll leave it right there, Mr. Hime.
But we took that and we never saw it as that high stakes because we didn't put so much pressure on everyone. So we really need to make sure we take the pressure off, but we do need to make sure we're using that data and using it to help our students and to be better at what we do.
And our schools are currently pushing out testing information. So if you see that in our families, please click that because it's important that we just give you that information and keep you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Best,
What kind of celebrations you got?
Great things. Academics is smashing right now. Let me say that Lawton High School took 130 students up with them and competed and placed second overall with
Awesome.
a lot of achievements, individual achievements, and we've shared that on our Facebook. I think that's the first time they've ever done that. They've taken this large group of students to go out there and compete.
So excited to get students involved. We talk about the extracurriculars. A lot of it is about involvement and getting as many students active as we can, especially with these last couple of years of lockdowns and mask and not being able to be active. That's so exciting. Shout out to Lawton High and Mr. Kirchin and his team for pulling that off.
And then MacArthur High School speech and debate, they had 2 state qualifiers. I think this is the first time they've ever made to state. So we're excited
Big
for
shout out
them
there.
to compete, and we can't wait to see how they do up there. And then our AgCom team, first place
Awesome.
at Cameron University. So a lot of great academic things happening, and we're going to share more of that. And it's just been exciting to watch all of our students. Our social media was a buzz last week, and we'll continue to share all of it.
And what's happening this weekend?
Oh, the Bo Bowman tournament, and it's hopefully pretty weather. I know there's rain, but it always rains during Bo Bowman. So
People don't realize I coached baseball at one time in my career. I ended up being more of a football coach than a baseball coach, but I really love baseball. I am going to the National School Board this weekend. Dr. James and I are speaking on the Life Ready Center. We've been invited because people are really excited what's going on with this and the great things that our students and teachers are doing here at the Life Ready Center. So we're excited about that. But
it's growing next year. We're adding
and the
more
one thing I do miss, though, is you don't get to go see the Bo Bowman because good high school baseball is just one of those things I really enjoy watching.
And they're going to have a special first pitch.
Yes.
Bo Bowman's son's going to come out because we did lose him earlier this year, and so that's going to
very exciting and very well-deserved honor for the family.
Yes, so there are lots of great things. Is there anything else you want to celebrate before we
My list, we always think we always get off and say, oh, we missed that. But, big shout out to, our teachers do a great job. It's that time of the year we're getting close to testing and the stress level gets up. If you see a teacher, pat them on the back, send them an email, shoot them a text, and thank them for something great they did for your student or your family. Because I'm just telling you, the last 2 years I've been at Lawton Public Schools, and it's overwhelming the number of superstar teachers we have and the extra time and effort and what they've done to get us through this and allow us to be flexible. So shout out to the teachers and just take a time to thank a teacher this week.
give them our social media platforms and our website and our email?
Okay. Our email is info@lawtonps.org, info@lawtonps.org. Our website is lawtonps.org. You can find us on Twitter, #LawtonPS or #WeAreLPS.
Facebook, Instagram, we're getting there.
We're getting there. Lots of stuff out there, and our job is to try to improve that communication. Big shout out to you because your communication team is awesome.
We have a great team. Mr. Hime, thank you. Thank you
you.
to our guest, Relisha. We're so excited to have more people join us, and we can't wait till the next guest. We'll keep that a surprise.
There we go.
But until then, you guys, be well, stay safe, and make positive impacts. Have a great week.